This is the Unbreakable Golfers podcast, where we're shining a light on your pain and weakness and how it is affecting your positions, your power, and your performance on the golf course. Switch, bitch! John Seaton, I've been in golf performance for over a decade. Right, so in Unbreakable Golfers, we do a thing called a switch move, or you do like the switch action take or whatever else. But the fact is, you're just questioning your beliefs. At the lowest level, that's basically what you're doing. You're questioning your beliefs. The reason why is I firmly believe, you can disagree with me or not, I firmly believe that if you can't do something, it either comes down to a skill set or a mindset issue. So, example, you lack the skills to be able to do it, which means you haven't put the reps in to do the work, or haven't got the right coaching, or have been unwilling to pay the price that's needed to do that, or there's some type of natural skill that you just don't possess. Or it's a mindset issue. A mindset issue is what you believe, what you think, and the stories you tell yourself. So, more often than not, if someone's not doing something, as in not taking action or putting off the actions they need to take, that's not a skill set issue. That's not a skill set issue. That's a mindset issue. Reason being, so let's say, for instance, the thing imposter syndrome. People go, "Oh, I've got imposter syndrome. I've got imposter syndrome." Well, do you know what you haven't got imposter syndrome about? The stuff that you're very, very good at. And why do you not have imposter syndrome at that? Because you're very good at it. And why are you good at it? Because you believe you're good at it, and you've put the reps in the past to prove that you're good at it. So ultimately, underneath everything starts with mindset. So there would be a story, there would be a belief, there would be something, a behaviour that stops you taking the actions necessary to get better at the skill, to level up your skill set and see if you can get better. Now, in theory, anyone can get better at anything. Now, it depends on the benchmark you set. So let's say, for instance, you play off 28, you're 45 years old, and your dream is to play on the PGA Tour. That's kind of very unlikely. However, what you can do is set that target and then find, right, what are the next steps I need to take to get there, and what do I need to believe to take those next steps. So the vision out off in the future is what gives you the ability to take action. The skill sets is what you need to do, learn, get better at, whatever. And the mindset is what you need to believe to keep doing those actions, but more importantly, to start and not give up. Now, another framework inside of Unbreakable Golfers is the Fairway 4. Now, the Fairway 4 is figures, focus, fitness, function. 4 simple actions. Now, figures is your physical data of where you are today and where you need to go. Focus is what you need to believe, what you need to think to take. The fitness, which is the actions, to get you to the function, which is the outcome, and linking it all together. So a bigger picture. Very, very simple. So, you can take this formula, and if you are struggling to get better at something, you need to put these 4 things in. We don't need to, just if you choose to, you'll get better results. So figures, what's the physical data I am right now? Okay, that's where I am. Where do I want to go? Right, this is where I want to go. Okay, this is the gap between where I am and where I need to go. So just by opening up the gap, your mind opens up possibility of not how, but why and when. Now, you've now got your figures. If you find a long-term vision, if anyone steps inside of Unbreakable Golfers, we do this inside the Fat Max, where we build out your holes. You'll get clarity, confidence, courage, consistency, all built around what you're trying to achieve long-term. But that's a podcast for another day. Now, the point is that once you've got your vision, your function of where you're going, you've got your figures of where you are, then there's only 2 things that you can do. There's what you focus on and what your fitness. So what you do and what you think. Now, unless you've got huge momentum and just literally start going, before you start doing anything, you need to know what you need to believe. So you might not believe that this is the case. However, anything you've done in the past, which is fitness based, it's because before you believed that the work you was going to do was going to work. So if you decided that you was going to go and take a lesson, there was a focus, a belief, a thought process, a mindset that taking that lesson was either going to help you, make you better, stop you getting worse, whatever. You believed you was going to get something out of that action. So when you've got these 2 points, your figures and your figures and your function, which is your outcome, and you need to know what you need to think and what you need to do to get there, which is your focus and your fitness, then that's when you question your belief with a switch move. So, switch move is SWITCHMOVE. Yeah, makes sense. So, S is story, W is what you want. I is it moving you closer? T is true, is it 100% true? C is change to the opposite. H is hero story, which I'll explain in a minute. M is map the action. O is overcome fear with action. V is value feedback no matter what. And then E is execute course correction based on feedback. Now, the reason why we switch anything is because the current story that we are telling is not moving us closer to what we want. So if you are someone, say you set this, and again, this all comes when you set your fact maps and you get your targets and you have your vision, because it's, you know, it all starts with your vision. But let's say, for instance, you've decided you've stepped inside of Unbreakable Golfers, or just say you've done the free Golf Mob 6-week power challenge, and you want to get better, but you can't get your ass out of bed to do 15 minutes work or whatever it is. So there's a story of, I can't get out of bed, I need my sleep, I snooze, whatever. You would find that story, and ultimately you would just say, right, okay, what do you ultimately want? What's your target? This is when you review to your targets, your Unbreakable games, and you will see what you want out of that. Well, I want to smash my Unbreakable front nine, I want to be fitter, healthier, I want to have courage, clarity, confidence, and I want to be more consistent. So then by looking at what you want, you remind yourself, so you got your story, I can't bother to get out of bed. What you want, you just said, okay, is this current story moving you closer? Well, of course it isn't. It's not. It's not going to move you closer. Now, it might do. You might have a story that's sleeping in and can't bother to get out of bed is good for you. But if your story is I can't be bothered to get out of bed, that's a weakened story anyway. Now, so once you get to is it helping you, work out if it's true. Now, is that story true? Is it 100% true? Could you prove in a court of law that the story that you're telling is 100% true of what you're trying to go after? By doing this, you just give yourself a seed of doubt. So this story that you're constantly telling yourself that's running around your head could be based on something from years ago, could be based on just not sleeping well, could be based on you don't think the program's going to work. It doesn't matter. The fact is you currently believe this story at this moment in time, and we need to implant a seed of doubt. By implanting a seed of doubt, we then gives us the ability to open it up, which is C, which is changes to the opposite. The complete opposite of any story is the opposite. Yeah, up, down, left, right, fast, slow, in, out, whatever way you look at it, the complete opposite is the opposite side of the story. So you switch it to the opposite side to tell that story, back it up with evidence. Then there's the hero story. Now, the hero story is the most important bit of the entire setup. Let's say you know your fact maps, you know your Unbreakable games, you know where you're trying to go. There is a version of you that you are hunting down. This version of you exists in the future. It isn't fake, it's just a different version of you that is possible if you do the work required. And then you just tell yourself, what story does that version of me tell? This puts you in the future, this opens up the gap, and this is extremely fucking powerful. When you do that, you find out what your hero story is, back it up with evidence, and then obviously you just move, which is map the action, overcome fear with action, value feedback no matter what, and execute course correction based on feedback. Now, that's why I said switch, bitch. If you're procrastinating, if you're not doing the work required, if there's middle points in the day that rather than working or rather than doing stuff that you know could help you better, you're just spending half hour on social media or sitting on a car seat for half hour or whatever it is, it'd be a mindset issue that you can find out. So that's why you switch. Now, again, I teach all of this inside Unbreakable Golfers. That's my coaching program. If you want to know more about that, go to unbreakablegolfers.com. However, if you want the free course, go to unbreakablegolfers.com, look for the free 6-week Power Golf Challenge, and then you just do the same thing in there. And if you want to learn how to do the switch move, I've done a YouTube video for my nephew, teaching it to him. It was a private video. It's now not private. I will switch it back to private at some point, but just search Unbreakable Golfers and look for switch move, and then teach you how to do it. But obviously the context is for him and not for you. So, as always, a couple of questions for you. Question number 1. Where is your inner bitch, the weak story that you are telling, which is holding back your progress in mind, body and golf? Follow-up question. The unbreakable you, the version of you that you're hunting down, the hero story. What story does that version of you tell? Good luck.
For more information on golf performance, by increasing your power, by getting in better positions, by working on your body and mind, go to unbreakablegolfers.com and sign up to the free asset.